Just want to welcome everyone to the Stacy A podcast show. Whether you're listening now or later, it is always the perfect time. I am Stacy A, and there is no E in my name. Are you a comfort killer? Where are my comfort killers? Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, comfort killers worldwide. I am Stacy A. There's no E in my name. Thank you for joining me on another beautiful episode in a beautiful city right here in Philadelphia, baby. If you're listening right now, it's the perfect time. I'm live. If you're listening later, it's still the perfect time. I guarantee that you're going to get something from this episode because I have with me a good friend. His name is Lance Smith. He's the founder, owner of 10X Millennial, and he hustles daily. I'm not sure if you see my Instagram. If you're not leading me on Instagram, why aren't you? First of all, that's the first question. Second question is, when are you going to start leading me? And the third is, it's not even a question, it's go lead me right now at Stacy A Cross. Matter of fact, at Stacy A Cross on everything. So if you got me on Instagram, I know you've seen me with a Scully on. It was cold that day too. I purchased Lance Smith's Patience and Hustle Scully. In the words of Lance Smith, I'm gonna tell you what patience and hustle means. I'm gonna give you a clip with him, and throughout this entire episode, we're gonna talk to Lance Smith. And we're gonna figure out what 10X Millennial means, and we're also gonna dive into what he's doing and how he's able to hustle with a 9-to-5 and how he treats his 9-to-5. Because that's important. What do you take out of it? You know, there's a very famous quote, and I know what you think about it. Ask not what your country could do for you, but ask what you could do for your country. I mean, ask not what your 9-to-5 could do for you, but what could you do for your 9-to-5? Most you're gonna turn your side neck, your frowns down, because you're gonna be like, Stace, man. Over 7 years I've been with my resource center. Over 7 years. And I've learned to extract things from it, and that's what this episode is about today. And I'm hosting with my friend Lance Smith. Over a year ago, Lance had a guest blog post on the Comfort Killers website. So dope. He's a great guy. Absolutely phenomenal guy. Humble, the grind type, get things done, full of action. See, there's an affinity towards these type of people, and I know that. Because that's why I got him on today's show, because that affinity is strong. I appreciate people like Lance, that get up, get out, get it done. So he had that guest blog post, and that's how the relationship started. And then after a while, and in 10X GrowthCon, man, he supported the Comfort Killers so much, and he still to this day supports the message of this brand. Get uncomfortable, get out your comfort zone, move away from the box, move away from the crowd. He supports that, he believes that. And he had me featured on his Alexa briefings. If you have the Alexa devices, any one of them, the Echo Dot, the Echo this, the Echo that, the Alexa this, the Alexa, you have to go get the skill, patience, and hustle. So just go ahead and go in your Alexa app and then go get that skill, patience, and hustle. I'm featured on that a couple of times, and we talk about different things, but I appreciate Lance, like, all around. The guy's just a cool dude about his business. Man. And when I asked him, what the heck does patience and hustle mean? He said,
I guess kind of the big thing, the whole patience and hustle brand, the reason that I have that is just, that's been kind of a mind switch for me last year, is just having patience, knowing that not everything's going to come like right now, but that doesn't mean that you sit back and you don't put in the work. So you have patience that you know it's going to happen, but you continue to put in the work every single day.
Right. Keep doing that thing. That's what persistence is all about. That's what having a purpose is all about. You know, because you don't get off track knowing that it's not coming. Oh my God, I don't have the bank account that matches Ty Lopez's yet. You keep going. So you have patience, but you're still hustling. You're still doing what's necessary. Now, I wanted to read Lance's guest blog article that was featured on the Comfort Killers. And the reason why I want to read it is because it's real. And it talks about taking 100% responsibility for your life. And it's about the real problem. It's called The Real Problem by Lance Smith. The Real Problem. And it's so funny that I went back to get this article to read to you today. And it was exactly a year ago when we recorded our interview. We recorded our interview January 27, 2018. We recorded it. And he wrote this and I uploaded it to the Comfort Killer site January 26, 2017. You talk about a year of hustling. You talk about a year of, oh my God. You're talking about a year of keep going. You talk about a year of, man, this is what I want to do. What if I had quit? What if he had quit? What if he had like, you know what, this is not happening soon enough. This is not how I thought it was going to be. So before we get into the 9 to 5 and how to make the best of it and applying your skills outside into your business by extracting them from your resource center, I want to read this article. It's short, it's sweet, it's to the point, it's simple. It says here, you are the problem. The government, the economy, your job, your skill level, your education, your parents, your upbringing, your relationship, your faith, your community, your location. The list can seriously go on. None of that is the problem. You listen to the lies you were told. You hold yourself back. You can change things, but you won't. You're not willing to change because of fear. Fear that you might fail. You might be ridiculed. It might be difficult. It might challenge you. Failure is only possible if you quit. Every problem you have comes back to you. The reason you are not where you want to be comes down to the actions you take every day and the excuses you make. It's a tough truth to swallow, but when you do, you can begin to repairing the process. So where do you start? Take responsibility. Understand that you are the problem. Take full responsibility and make changes. These changes are not about changing your job, location, friends, or anything. It's about changing you. You're changing your mindset from the lies you were told growing up. Don't work too hard, play it safe, get a job with good benefits like retirement and 401k. Buy a house, it's a great investment. Starting your own business is risky. Take it easy, blah, 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 blah. Another long list. You have to change your way of thinking to get out of this sinkhole of bad data. You need to surround yourself with data that is actually going to help you reach your goals. Read books, read lots of books, read as many books as you possibly can. It's so funny because I was listening to, and this is a cut, this is a break, this is not inside the article. He just said, read as many books as you possibly can. I was listening to, I believe it was Jim Rohn, and he said that same thing. He was like, you know, read as many as you can. Make as many calls as you can. You know, in that Jim Rohn voice. So good about it. He says, my personal favorite authors are Grant Cardone, Robert Kiyosaki, because they are doing what I wish to do. They have financial freedom, have amazing products, and help lots of people become successful. Part of their mission is to help people realize their full potential and show that anyone with enough hustle and action can achieve the success they want. You are the solution. Now that you've realized the real problem and willing to take responsibility for it, you are now the solution. You could change your mindset and start taking actions to get the success you deserve. This all starts with you and ends with you. Take action today to begin a journey in achieving your goals and dreams. That was Lance Smith. Totally knocked that article out the park. Totally was a comfort killer. Totally spoke to comfort killers in that. And it's absolutely correct. Taking 100% responsibility for your life will set you free. I'm telling you, it has done that for me. When I stopped giving up blame, when I stopped looking for someone to point to, when I started going internal and say, oh, snap, I was the reason that happened. How did I, and I started asking these questions. There are 5 questions. Maybe you want to write this down. This is live, and I'm going to go grab something because I have these questions there for you. Hold on right quick, okay? This is live. This is how we do it at Stacy A Cross Show. I just want to make sure you have exactly what you need. And these questions will help you bring it right back to you and help you take responsibility for your life. And I love giving you some nuggets, golden nuggets, bars, gems, emeralds. Emeralds! So hold on one second. I'm going to get these questions for you. And maybe you could, pause and stop it and write them down when you feel it necessary. Or maybe you just ask yourself these questions right now. If anything happens to you that you feel like you're like, damn, look at my, this is going on. I can't get over this. I can't get over that. What's happening here? Just ask yourself these questions. How did I create that? What was I thinking? What were my beliefs? What did I say or not say? What did I do or not do to create that result? How did I get the other person to act that way? What do I need to do differently next time to get the result that I want? So it's pulling everything back on you. So you could say things like, man, I hate my 9 to 5. I just hate it. It's just not where I want to be. But you're looking at the 9 to 5. That's why I changed the name to a resource center, because I hated that term, 9 to 5. I hated that. J-O-B, I'm going to my... So I turned it to resource center. How could I pull resources out of it? See, I got to give it something. I got to perceive it this way, and then I could pull and extract resources from it that'll help me in my business or help me in my life or help me to develop skill. Here's what Lance had to say about his resource center. Listen up and listen very closely.
My 9 to 5... does a couple of things for me. One, it gives me a source of income that helps, keep, my lights on, my gas, my electric on, everything, but also funds my side hustle that I'm doing. Yeah. It also helps me develop skills. I take advantage of everything that this company that I work for offers. This last year, they had a leadership development program. I was like, sign me up.
Yes.
And I was like, I will take whatever you're giving me because I'm getting paid to go and learn, And so it's just whatever you can get out of it. It's just hands-on learning really with the 9 to 5. And then when you really look at it, like I'm there typically from like 7:30 to 4:30. And so it's like after 4:30, like, well, some days I've actually got stuff in the evening to do, but otherwise I've got all that time open and free. So why not do something productive with it for myself that, I feel really great about. I feel good about what I'm doing at my 9 to 5, but just having something of your own is totally different.
So 7:30 to 4:30, and then you realize that you had all this time. I love the mindset that you talked about your 9 to 5. And Comfort Killers, I need you to understand what he just said. It does one of two things. It funds him. It funds what he wants to do, right? His passions. And we're going to ask you a question about that. And then it's a source of income, right? He didn't say it's a paycheck. It's a source of income. That's one stream of income. So that's a mindset switch. And then it develops skills, leadership qualities, teamwork qualities, the ability to speak, communicate, the ability to delegate. So all these skills is the way we look at our quote unquote job is what we get out of it. I always say what you put in it is what you get out of it. Now, let's focus on the time management. Because I noticed something about you, Lance. I noticed that, I don't know if it was after GrowthCon or maybe about 4 or 5 months after that, your content literally exploded before our eyes. Products literally exploded before our eyes. Any normal person will be like, okay, what is that cat on? Who's on his team? And that's the best way to put it, because it's like, I love that. What happened? What was the switch? What did you amp up? What did you systemize? What was it that allowed you to push more out in the little bit of time, using the same amount of time that you have?
So a couple of things happened. One, 10X GrowthCon was just packed full of information. I mean, it was almost overwhelming how much information came out of those just 3 days. So a couple of things happened. After that, it was mostly, I figured out that what I need to do is just start testing. Gary Vaynerchuk talks about that a lot, just tasting everything, just trying things out. And I was like, this is what I need to do. I need to figure out what it is I'm going to do. I actually had a one-on-one with Grant Cardone because I bought his Cardone U. And that was something that he was just like, one of the big things that stuck with me is he's like, Lance, why are you running scared? I was like, oh, good question. So it's like, I'm just kind of, piddling around with what I've got. But now I'm just like, I'm just going to try things. I'm just going to put out as much as I can, create as much as I can. Any idea that I have, I write it down and then I put action behind it and I make it happen. I had an idea of doing t-shirt designs for years. I was like, I'm finally going to do it. I just started designing some shirts and stuff, put it out there. I've been wanting to do video editing stuff. So I'm just like, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to start creating, start developing. And so it's really just, if you got an idea, put it down on paper and then put action behind it and make it happen.
You got an idea, put it on paper, take it out of your head and put action to it. Apply some action to it. There is a law in the universe. It's called the law of right action. It's when you don't have time separating you, an idea, your feelings, your passion, and then action. We paralyze ourselves with this whole research phase. Well, I feel like I gotta go to the library. Then I gotta read another book. Then I gotta ask another question. In the words of Grant Cardone, why are you running scared? Because you want it to be perfected right out the box. Perfection. Perfection held me back for so long. I wanted my songs to be perfected. I wanted them to be so perfect. The beats gotta be right. The drops gotta be right. The lyrics gotta be right. Then guess what? The song never came out. It never came out. My book. There's so many typos in my book right now, sitting here, that I'm like, I'm glad I did it. I asked a friend of mine who read the book, the unedited version. He was like, man, this shit is choppy as hell. And I'm like, it's disjointed. It's in construction. It's a construction zone. It's bad grammar. It needs punctuation. But guess what, soldiers? I did it. I completed it. 30,000 words. Done. Why? Because I didn't sit back, backspace, not type, waiting for the perfect moment, waiting for the perfect line. I just started. I just kept going. And yes, it needs to be refined. Yes, it needs to be pretty. But it didn't stop me from getting started. You have action. You have so much action in you. And the best moment of action is right after that idea hits. The best moment, because you have the motivation, the drive, the energy right there, right after the moment that you get the idea. That's when you need to go. You're waiting too long.
Really, it's just creating your message. Like, what are you trying to get people to either do, or are you trying to get them to think about differently? We don't want to teach people how to think, but we want them to teach them how to think differently and to view things differently in their own way. And so the biggest thing is if you can, and Hank Norman talks about this a lot, actionable motivation is huge. It's like, great, you can tell me to jump as high as I can, but if you don't tell me how to jump, then I'm not going to really know how to do it. And I get more value if you tell me instructional steps on that. And so I try to do that as much as possible, as well as give people not just motivation, but something instructional, steps, ideas. This is how you can create this. So for anybody I'll give you something instructional right now. Canva is a wonderful application if you're looking to create graphic design stuff for social media. Instead of just posting just pictures or something, that's a real easy way on your phone. You just download some, stock photos from Pexels or Unsplash. You got a message you want to put out. You can make your own quote pictures or anything like that with that Canva app. It's real easy to just upload it, write yourself a little paragraph within Instagram. That's mostly what I end up doing is I've got like a message in the morning, like, wow, I need to really get this out into the world. And so try to get out there in a nice visual way. Or if you've got nice graphic design software, like I do, sometimes I use it as well. But yeah, it's just figuring out what your message is, what you want people to learn or to think about differently, and then just communicating that in whatever form works best for you, whether it's visual, like video or blogging or photos or anything like that.
And then I love the word create, because to me it means, and thank you for that, to me it means just adding a piece of your uniqueness into a place that didn't have it. You know, you weren't there before, and now you are. So, you know, when you think of creation, I know automatically you're thinking of, damn, I gotta do this big thing, write a book, I gotta go make a program, I gotta go start a website. But it could be these digestible micro data that you're putting out that wasn't there before. So, you know, and then evolve into whatever you want to do. So what I'm hearing is that it can be done. Like, you could have a 9 to 5, you could have a purpose, you could switch your mindset, you could use your 9 to 5, and you could build a business, or you started and you said side hustle, and then go from there. Now, if it ever came to a time where you had to make a decision, Lance, and it was like, man, I could actually jump. I could jump now. How, on a scale of 1 to 10, how scared are you?
It'd probably be an 11.
On a scale of 1 to 10, Lance said he's at an 11. Most of America were high up. I mean, it's scary. It's scary to think that you're going to take the plunge off and depend 100% on yourself. It's easier to do that from behind the framework of a secure job. And what does that mean? What does that mean for us? What does that mean for our future? Is that I believe it's tough, it's scary, because we only rely on ourselves now. And I'm to the point where I know what's necessary. You get to that, you speak it. You heard Lance. This is what you do. This is the time which you have, and you just go, and then, you know, but then there's a thing that's called, hey, do you have what it takes? But not only do you have what it takes, do you have the resources to get you there, to hold you over? Because at the end of the day, we don't want to be selling our products on Twitter from the side of a road, in a tent, under the bridge. You know, because it gets that real, gets that scary. But then it becomes a ratio, or something that says, I am this and that is that. What does that equal? Does it equal my potential overpowering, my potential actually dominating the fear, my potential, my passion, my purpose, my mission, everything at hand? Does that take away at least some of the fear? Taking a dive, taking a jump. You're looking at your resource center in a totally different light. You're saying, okay, this is what it has provided me. Now I'm providing something to the universe in form of creation and business. The fastest way to get out of your resource center is, of course, to start a business. We know that the entrepreneurial route will get you the freedom that you want, that you keep saying that you're going to do, right? The entrepreneurial route. But then you're like, okay, what business do I have really? Am I in the business of Instagram? Am I in the business of motivation on Twitter? Am I in the business of motivation on Facebook? To have a business, right? What needs to be there? And people are scared. It shies away. Oh my God, how am I gonna make a living depending only on myself? Self-reliance. Ralph Waldo Emerson. So we come to a point where we have to take a dive. I believe in, Gary Vee, all these guys, I'm telling you, they say this, and they're like, hey, listen, you're not an entrepreneur, man, unless you are cut from the umbilical cord of corporate America. So you are cut out until you are on your own, 100. And there's some truth to that, but then I also believe there's entrepreneurs that are still doing it, okay? They're still doing it. They got it, and then they're ready to unplug. For those that are ready to unplug, or those that are still scared to unplug, that's why I wrote the book. That's why I did it. The Comfort Killers, Your Journey to Success, How to Use Tools You Already Have Inside You to go on to lead a successful life. You already got all these tools inside you. And starting next week, we're going to go over and we're going to deep dive in every chapter of that book. And I want to tell you something. Come February 14th, you're going to be able to pre-order this book, and you're going to hear the audio book first. Those that pre-order my book, my launch, on February 14th, you will fall in love with yourself. You will believe in yourself. You will be confident. You will have self-reliance, because that's what the book is all about. Using the tools inside. Using what you already have. No more additives. No more listening to them. No more gaining some insights from that one, this one, that one. You're going to gain insight from your own intuition, your own gut, your own instincts, your own knowledge, your own power. Because you have it already inside you now. If you want to be on that list, I'm telling you, on February 14th, putting out a pre-ordering. And I'm only giving it right now to my podcast subscribers, you. And if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. Okay. You are in it. This book is available for pre-ordering. The Comfort Killers, Your Journey to Success, How to Change Your Life Using Tools You Already Have. That book will be available for pre-ordering February 14th on the comfortkillers.com website. And when you pre-order it, this is the bonus, and this is the limited offer. This is what I feel great sharing to you and giving you, is that you're going to get the audiobook version right away. How about that? You pre-order the book, you get the audio books. You already start to feel what I'm saying because you're hearing it from my mouth. I'm sitting here. I'm the one recording my book, okay? So make sure you check that out February 14th. Lance is a beautiful person. Check out 10xmillennial.com. And also his Alexa briefing skill is available right now. It's called Patience and Hustle. And on any Alexa devices, you could get that. Add that skill when you wake up in the morning. No matter what time you wake up, say, "Hey, Alexa, what's my briefing?" She doesn't even understand my voice. She doesn't even answer me. "Alexa, come on, man. What's my briefing?"
Here's your flash briefing.
There she goes. From Patience and Hustle. This is what I'm talking about. Patience and Hustle Daily. I'm playing Lance in the background now on my Echo. I want you to download that. He's awesome. He is the real deal. Humble. This guy hustles, putting his boot to the ground. And if you want to hear that full interview with me and Lance, all you have to do is jump in the Power Talk, because I'm giving it away tonight. There's more nuggets in that, and I want you to get the full scope of it. Tonight, Power Talk. Make sure you register. Link is below. Do that now. Do it for yourself. Do it for your future. Do it for me. Because I love you and I want to see you grow. I want to give you so much success, so much power, so much energy. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening. Today, I am Stacy A. Cross, and there is no E in my name. Shout out to Lance. Check him out on Twitter, all around. Matter of fact, Lance, how can they find you? We're going to have Lance take this show out. Peace.
They can find me on Twitter and Instagram at 10xmillennial or 10xmillennial.com. Any of those places, SoundCloud, Anchor FM, it's all 10xmillennial.com. I got it all branded the exact same, so it's pretty easy.